Hey, what is going on, YouTubers? Jay again, and this is a real versus fake type of comparison. We have the iPhone 12 Pro Max, the real one on the left hand side, and the fake one is on the right hand side. And this is in fact the second version that they came out with, and I got it before the release of the real one. Of course, they saw how it was going to look like, but they got the exact same measurements. Everything is almost perfect except for one detail physically. As we know, the fake ones usually run, or almost always run, on Android. The real one has iOS, and yes, the specs like the battery, the features, the cameras, so on and so forth will be very different. Now, something that I found to be a little bit sad here from the fake one is that I didn't get a box. This is the box of the real one that I picked up from Apple yesterday, Friday the 13th. So we're gonna set the box aside. You guys already kind of saw the quick unboxing that I made about the real iPhone 12 Pro Max, and I'm gonna keep it on my left hand side for the most part. But getting a look here at the back side, I can't really tell that the glass color surrounding the cameras are not the same. And keep in mind that the real iPhone 12 Pro Max has three 12 megapixel sensors. One is a wide angle lens, an ultra wide, and also a telephoto with a LiDAR sensor, which is real. On the fake one, we only have one camera, which is an 8 megapixel sensor on the very top. The other two are just mimicking to be real sensors, but they are not. So of course we get there the LED flash with the microphone as well. And now the Apple logos are located exactly at the same position, as you guys can observe. Now this one here has more like a greenish type of like blue, and this one is more like a purplish type of blue. I don't know if you guys can agree. And this is how it looks in real life. It's not just the camera or the lights, but this is actually how it looks when you look at it in person. So you know, something that I found to be quite interesting. But now they are similar. I can't lie to you, they are super similar. The Apple is reflective, and it doesn't feel like it's just a sticker. It's actually embedded. So that's again very cool. On the sides here we have the frames, and yes, both of them have metal frames, but like I said, this one has more like a purple hint and this one has more like a greenish hint. And here we can see the power keys are located exactly at the same position. They have the same thickness, which I believe the real iPhone has a thickness of 7.8 millimeters. Correct me if I'm wrong, please comment down below. And here we have the new, I believe this is for the 5G antenna as well. So we have both of them located at the same position. Now keep in mind that the fake does not have wireless charging and it doesn't have 5G bands. So here we have the antennas for both of them. Towards the top side we get the antennas as well here for the real and the fake. Again, the real is going to be always on the left hand side and the fake is going to be on the right hand side. So height wise they are perfectly aligned. I place them here on the table so that way you guys can see that they are exactly the same height. And then here we have the left hand side where we find the silent switch with the volume rockers up and down and the SIM trays. The SIM trays do not fit each other, but they have about the same size in terms of the width, but now the length on the fake one is a little bit longer than the real one. So I made a little mistake here, and this is the fake. I told you guys I was going to keep it towards the right. I do apologize for that. So here we have again the volume rockers up and down. The antennas do match perfectly well. Towards the bottom we have the loudspeakers. Now keep in mind that the real one will have true stereo speakers. This one is only one single speaker, and I am referring here to the fake one. And I have to constantly keep looking at them because I kind of get lost a little bit, I have to admit. But anyways, the fake one is towards the top, and we get here the lightning port as well as the microphones. And we have the pentalobe screws located exactly at the same position. Now the real one, the head of the screw is a little bit smaller than the fake. So like we already know, the back, again, we have the 3 camera setup. Now here I want to do two things. First, this is the real one, okay? And this is the case for it as well. And you can tell it's the real one because through the camera, we can see the Face ID trying to read my face right now. So we saw the little sensor right there, but that's only through the camera that we can see that. So of course, the case fits perfectly well. There's no problem. Anyways, let's go ahead and remove it here from the real iPhone. Let's grab the fake iPhone. Let's place it on here, and voila, it fits perfectly well. Everything, the buttons, they click very nicely. Here we have the volume rockers. So there we have it. Again, everything aligns very nicely here with the fake and the cases. So there we have it for the cases. And now what we are going to do is turn on here my little scale. And let's go ahead and get started with the fake. And this one is 212 grams. I think I mentioned this on the hands-on video. And the real one is 228 grams. So yes, it is a little bit heavier. I guess it has to do with the build quality material and the battery. It's a little bit bigger on the real iPhone 12 Pro Max. So there we have it for the weight, 212 versus 228. So now let's go ahead and talk here about the displays. So we know already that the real one has a 6.7 inch display. Now, when I first looked at them, I thought that this one had more bezels on the side, but when you guys look at it a little closer here, you can tell that the bezels on the top, with the exception of the notch, they are about the same. Okay, you can see that right there. We have the times, the date. The fonts are a little bit different. On the fake one, it's a little bit smaller, as you can tell. And so towards the bottom is where the big difference comes. We can see that this one, the fake on the right, has more chin than the real one. So the real one is kind of like everything everything is well balanced all the way around when it comes to the bezels. On this one, everything is balanced, which is the fake, on the sides and the top, but the bottom, it is a little bit thicker. So here we have the user interface. This one, which is the fake one, is running on Android 6.0, and this one has iOS 14, of course. And even though I'm not going to jump deep into the system here of iOS 14, a lot of people know what an iPhone looks like. Well, I just want to give you a few of the things that are different here from the clone. Like I mentioned before, this is Android. As a result, the App Store is in fact fake. And if we open here the App Store on the real one, you guys can notice how they look somewhat similar, but at the same time, they don't have the same icons on the bottom. And this is just simply a fake iOS 10 market here. So do not trust it. Do not download anything on here. And I don't recommend to buy replicas, but in case you do, just don't use it and you will thank me later. So then we have things here like the notes. The notes are quite similar as well. But this one mimics more like an older version of iOS. We know that already. And by the way, talking about that here, as I mentioned on the hands-on video, when we go into about device, in which it was already in about device, you can tell that it is mimicking to have iOS 14.1, and it says iPhone 12 Pro Max. We have the model number, a serial number, so on. And so when it comes to the real versus fake, that it is very easy to tell which one is the fake by just checking the serial number. But keep in mind that sometimes the Chinese use serial numbers from real iPhone 12 Pro Maxes or any other model that they're mimicking. Just in case you do check, it will show as a genuine device. So be careful, guys. I mean, these people are very, very sneaky. They know how to make things work. And I will say that's almost what they did here with this first replica of the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Right here, the app drawer, as we know, and check this out, even the search. And the main difference here is that when I hold and press here the power key, it doesn't have the real Siri like we do with the genuine iPhone 12 Pro Max. If I hold and press the power key, there we have Siri right there. So again, those are some of the things that you can do to spot it right off the bat. And also keep in mind that the notch on the top, they're not the same. This one is a lot smaller, which I kind of like. and this one is a lot wider, and I'm referring to the real one. So a lot of things missing, like the 3D touch doesn't work on every application here. With the real iPhone, you can simply just, you know, hold it and press it, and you will feel that haptic feedback. With the fake one, you don't get that. As a matter of fact, you can see right there that it didn't work. I believe it only works with the camera, and even the options are not going to be the same. Let's go here into the camera on the real one, and you can tell that the options are simply not the same. Maybe this is mimicking more like an older version of iOS, who knows. Also, it works somewhat on settings. So let's go on settings here. Let's hold and press the 3D touch, and once again you can tell that there are many differences on here, but nevertheless the Chinese did try to mimic almost every single feature out of the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Also, I did compare the camera to the iPhone 11 Pro Max versus the fake 12 Pro Max, but now here you guys can observe that they will not be even close to each other. The iPhone 12 Pro Max has one of the best cameras of 2020, and we can't deny that. This one is just a cheap 8 megapixel sensor that they slap back on there. But now I can tell you right now that comparing this particular fake to other clones that I've seen in the past, this camera is not bad at all. I mean, it's quite decent. You can shoot photos and actually, you know, look at them with details. I'm gonna shoot a picture here of this speaker real quick, and I'm just gonna zoom it in so that way you guys can see exactly what I mean. So I'm gonna set the real one aside, and if we look at this photo, I mean, you can't deny the fact that the camera is not bad whatsoever. Again, you can shoot pictures and it's actually viewable, and I would say even usable. We have here on settings, of course, we have Face ID. On the fake one, Face ID doesn't even look the same. Let me show you here. Let's go back once more. Let's go to Face ID and passcode. Let's click on unlock, and then of course it's going to tell you to enter a pattern. So I'm doing 1 2 3 4 5 6. On the iPhone, it gives you a message saying that it is not safe to use consecutive numbers. So on this one, it doesn't. Add Face ID. I'm going to lift it just a little bit. Actually, all you have to do is look straight ahead. You don't even have to turn your face or reconfirm like you do with the original iPhone 12 Pro Max. So here, let's see, I'm going to enable it, and now let's see if it actually works. So I'm going to unlock the device, and as you guys can tell, it did unlock it, but I'm pretty sure that this can work with any facial features. It doesn't have to be you exactly, so that's a fake feature. And yes, it is a very easy way to spot it, guys. I mean, honestly, it doesn't take a very smart person to know that this is a fake, but again, they tried very, very hard on this particular one. So we're into control center. We have brightness. This one is already at its maximum brightness, and this is the fake one. So there you have it for control center. We have here notifications, and let me clear just my notifications so that I don't distract you guys. And here we have the notifications on the fake one. Again, very, very similar. We have here applications that are similar, like Wallet. And this is in fact GPay or Google Pay. I wouldn't trust it at all. And also we don't get NFC here with the fake one, so don't use it. And of course with the iPhone, everything works butter smooth. What else we have on here? I believe I downloaded YouTube, and the YouTube app, they don't even look similar, to be honest. So I'm gonna go ahead and open both of them. And first of all, you guys can tell here how quick the iPhone was. But this is not a speed comparison. I mean, that would be absolutely crazy to do so. This is the MTK65A0 with 2 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gigabytes of internal storage. And well, you know the specs here on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I don't even have to mention it. So again, the displays, this one is a bit choppy, I would say, but it still works. I mean, you can definitely play some videos on here. I'm going to leave that. With this being said, I think we have now compared here some of the basics between each one and how to detect the fake one, which is actually not too hard. So if you guys want any other specifics, let me know down below. Don't forget to click on that bell icon, like this video, share this video, subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next one.